And this is going to be the knapsack problem with memorization. So in this case, it's going to be very similar to the first one, just passing them down exactly the same as what we did for the non-memorization one. Only difference in this case is that once we get a value, so in this instance, all these ones with stars, well, there should be a star right there, and then eventually right there. We're gonna actually save those values after we figure out what they are. So when we go down here, after calculating this, so this would be 9, and this would be 8. We're gonna pass the 9 here, and then once we pass that 9, we're then gonna save it. So we'll know, hey, whenever we have 15, the max we can get out of it is 9. And so we're gonna do that in each one of these instances, which will go something along those lines. The advantage of this is that you don't have to keep calling the same exact method. So in this case, we're doing 15 here. We're also doing 15 here. And like, this is a smaller example, so it's not a huge deal. But if you had, 12,000 or something like that, this is going to save a lot of time compared to this, because you'll have to go down each one individually. And then since we've saved the values, you'll just be able to recall it, so you won't have to go all the way inside the call. So you'll be able to just look at the values we have and then be like, hey, oh, we already did 10. Let's just grab the value from 10, and then we already know that's correct, so we can just move on from there. This is how I wrote the code. Pretty much the same as without memorization. The only difference is, in this case, we have the variable r, which will keep track of our values that we're storing, so these guys. And then in here, we're just saying, hey, if it's greater than or equal to 0, we're going to go ahead and return that value. And that's all the same. That's all the same. And then once we find that max value, we're going to go ahead and store that value inside. So if n, for example, is 15, whatever we find as the max v for 15 will then be saved. And then we're just going to return it. But otherwise, everything is pretty much the same. In here, again, we're just passing it r, keeping pace with that since we didn't have it previously. But yeah, it does save a lot of time, especially for programs that are more intensive than this one.